For our next inductee, unfortunately, he could not be with us here this evening. Matt Guyton, simply put, is one of the best men's golfers the Clarion has ever produced. He was a 3-time PSAC Player of the Year. He was a PSAC Freshman of the Year. He was an All-American. Tragically, Matt passed away, but tonight we're going to be joined by family and former teammates as we honor him and his accomplishments this evening. So if you could please join me, welcome Matt's brothers Nick and John Guyton and his teammate Ryan Peffer. So I guess it goes without saying that Matt came from a, there we go. Goes without saying that Matt came from a golf family. You guys are all big-time golfers. You guys spend a lot of time on the course together, I'm sure. What do you remember about Matt as a young golfer and as a competitor?
I think the best way to start the night is what Matt would say to you first is probably, this is going to be the first day of the rest of your life. Let's go, doggy. But I think Matt, from beginning to the end, touched everybody in so many different ways. Such a big heart. But I was a senior in high school when he was a freshman, and he was just a little tiny freshman with glasses. And he was just the best little brother. John's actually the oldest. I looked up to John. Matt looked up to both of us. We fought all the time. We all have kids now, and I know what my parents went through with having 3 boys and 2 sisters, but he just was such a special person from high school days and into college, and you got more to say about Chuch's high school golf.
Yeah, I think the big thing for us, Nick and I were always very hard on each other and competitive. Matt being the younger brother, and I think he turned out the best and the nicest of the 3 of us, and the most giving for sure. And my memories are more, not so much the competitive golf, but the fun that the 3 of us had together and the laughs over the years. It was great.
When I had the chance to speak to your parents, the phrase that they used with Matt was that he never met a stranger, and he really had a way of touching people and making them feel welcome and making them feel like he really cared about them. Is that what you remember about him?
Absolutely, and he probably would have canceled on this last minute for a Texas Hold'em tournament in Vegas, honestly, but for those of you who know Matt, but definitely a special individual.
And I think the other phrase, too, and I shared this with you guys, too, I thought it was funny, and I hope you all can appreciate it, too, but I think your mom said, she goes, he schmoozed, but he was so sincere in his schmoozing. He just had a way of, again, making people feel really special whenever he had the chance to get to know them and build that relationship with them. All right, if we could pass it over to Ryan here. Ryan, I have a couple questions for you about Matt and his time as a Clarion golfer. Obviously, you had the chance to see him in sort of a different light than maybe his family did. You were his teammate. And what do you remember about Matt as a teammate and a fellow Golden Eagle?
Well, I remember how our team wasn't very good until Matt got here. We were next to last in the PSAC, and Coach Lefevre was so excited about this recruit that we had coming in from DuBois. And when we had a chance to meet Matt, we got really excited. I mean, he was very fun-loving, very outgoing, one of the most outgoing people I think I've ever met, and he made us better. Golf is, if you play golf, and not to take away from any of these other sports, but it's very mental, and it's really about confidence, as a lot of athletics are, and Matt exuded a lot of confidence. and it was contagious among his teammates, and we had more fun regardless of the result. But we won a lot more after he got here.
Matt, obviously over time developed a good relationship with Coach Al Lefevre, and he's meant a lot to the family, I know, and I knew he meant a lot to Matt. Tell us a little bit about Coach Lefevre and maybe some recollections you might have of him and Matt.
Well, I know the recruiting trip, they played darts and had chicken wings, and they were, they hit it off right away. Matt just loves to compete, no matter if it was cards or golf or pick up basketball in the rec. I mean, and Coach Lefevre is a competitor too, and he was a fun-loving guy. And, one of the things that always stuck with me, Coach Lefevre, I remember him telling us, I think we played lousy somewhere, and he was like, no one's going to remember what you shot today or where you finished, but they're going to remember the people that you played with, the relationships that you make with these guys are going to be what lasts throughout your lifetime. And Matt made a lot of great relationships in his unfortunately short life. So, the one thing about Matt, though, kind of proved Coach wrong, because we did remember some of the scores that Matt shot and the records that he set here at Clarion. So he did it all and really elevated the program.
Well, guys, I know this is very difficult, but if you could, share with us any acknowledgments you think Matt would want to make, anybody he would want to thank, and maybe some folks that you would want to thank as well for their time tonight.
Yeah, I think a big thank you to Clarion University and everything that you have done for him over the years, and thank you to the Hall of Fame committee for inducting him tonight, and a big thank you to all of our family and friends. We didn't even know everybody was coming tonight, so it's been a great night for us, and we really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, John, Nick Guyton, and Ryan Peffer.